little bit earlier, and now you get to see them in person. We've got them in black. You're holding, that's mahogany. That is a gorgeous color.
It is, right? It has slight wine undertone, sort of a brown wine.
And then we have them in tan.
You want to see the tan in them. So the tan is like a little bit more
right next to it,
muted.
So you can see all three colors there. You see that?
And you can see that the tan is slightly more muted, where the black and the mahogany are a bit more of a shiny buffed leather. Just so you know, I feel like this is like a more casualized feel.
Cool. I always say with a look like that, they already look like your favorite shoe. Like you've, you know, because you've gotten them home and kind of, you know, lived in them and loved them for, you know, for the time.
Now, this is really exciting for us because clogs are really what put Clark's on the map. So they've had a resurgence this past year. We could not be happier because we're really good at making clogs, right? So this is basically like that same, we have a sandal in the summer called the Lexi sandal. And I feel like this is this, the winter version of the Lexi, and it holds the foot. And you can see that how deep that heel cup is there. So while this is a clog, like you're not just sliding off the back, you really have something that's kind of gonna come up and hug the back of the foot there. And the other thing that's so important too with clogs is just how high they come up on your instep. So, you know, if it's a little bit lower, it's not gonna stay. You're gonna feel like you're holding it on. So it's gotta be in that right spot. But you know what? If you have a high instep or maybe, you know, a wider foot, you know, there needs to be a little adjustability. And I love that we have that little bit of hidden gore in there. You can't even see it, but if you need it, if you have a high instep like me, or if you don't and you have a flat foot, it's gonna stay on your foot really nice. Same thing there, you've got an arch cookie. I'm so bad at the camera, but I don't know if you can tell it so much with the
If you can't see it, you'll feel it when you get
there's
home.
Same thing, that arch cookie in there. When you can see just like when you sink down, that, you know, you're just ooze of comfort. And that again is ortholite underneath your foot. So that's that branded memory foam. It's open cell, so it's breathable, it's antimicrobial, and it's gonna return year after year.
This is, as you can see, Clark's knows how to make a clog. And this is your fall clog. This is the one that you're gonna put on and wear and enjoy, flexible. These are not heavy.
No, sorry, I got excited too because I forgot. And not just the outsole, we actually finished it, kind of wrapped it in this leather-like material. So it looks like the outside is leather. Do you see that? That's like treated sheen, and it's got a really cool stitching. I just think some of these details are really neat. You know, it's not just a plain bottom, you know, beautiful braiding across the top, right? And that's all leather, the top stitching. Then there's tiny little studs, the little rivets, and you know, just proportionately right. They're not oversized, they're not too much, just very subtle. But again, then, you know, keeping the movement the same down in the heel, like every little thing our designers, our engineers are thinking of to make it, you know, just one beautiful shoe. It's not just about the upper or the bottom. It's everything.
It's everything. The heel, in case you were wondering, 2.5 inches. So again, a really perfect heel height on that. Let me stand to the side so that you can see. Really beautiful look in your clogs. Do you see that? So, okay, so Kenya is rocking the clogs. She has on a really cool leather jacket. That's a Colleen Lopez leather jacket. She's wearing a Marlewin tank. She's wearing DG2 jeans, and then she's got on her clogs.
That looks fantastic.
And she looks good, doesn't she?
Right, she's got a little bit of an edge. She's like sporty casual.
But not too much.
No, like not at all.
Not over the top. Really not trendy, but really
on
kind
trend.
Of on trend and very current and modern looking, which is great. And she can go anywhere. She can, you know, stand in those, walk in those, commute in those, travel in them, you know, go trick-or-treating in them.
Well, that's a travel shoe when you have to take off your shoes. How you can't get any easier than slipping off clogs. You might as well just wear bedroom slippers.
Right.
So.
Which is very true. I'm glad to have these. We haven't seen a really great clog in a long time, and we've got them for you from Clark's. These are normally $90, but we do have a fall price because it is fall now. There's no denying. So we did take some money off of our regular HSN price, and you do have 4 flex if you would like to use any major credit card to use the flex to get that home. $19.98. And you can see Carol is wearing those in the tan.
Yeah, and you can see they kind of have a little bit more of a distressed feel. Yeah, like those seem to be, like you said, like you've already broken them in, they're worn in, and they're meant to be that way.
Yeah, which is really cool. And I like the detail, and you really do notice the detail. The detail gives a very expensive look to these.
I agree 100%. I'm actually amazed at what they really are costing. It is, because the braiding and then the stitching, it's all leather, it's all, you know, so that's not easy to get those stitches right in there in the line. It's like perfectly symmetrical. You know, it's not just printed on there, that's an actual piece of, you know, overlaid on top. And then too, you know, you've got all that padding here too, in the kind of the lip here, that's just gonna feel nice against the foot. So think about it, like nothing is gonna bite or pinch on your top line. It's gonna see.
All right.
It's just a little bit too low. Yeah, and again, the gore, that extra gore that, you know, sometimes people will say they put gore in, it actually doesn't stretch.
Right.
It's just like, no, this is really gonna stretch with you. Think about if your feet swell during the day too, it just gives you a little bit, and you've got that great lining, that great footbed, so feels good again, like just against the barefoot, you know, now, but if you wanna move into, you know, tights or socks a little bit later in the season, always an option.
You can do that, and you decide if you want them in black. The ones in the center are called mahogany, and this is a very interesting color because it's not a brown and it's not necessarily a burgundy. It's kind of a little bit of a deep wine color, which is really nice.
And it goes with blacks too, so you don't have to think, oh, I just have to wear brown. Like if you wear black, I mean, honestly, this is a great color to just sort of pop your black with.
I think so, and it gives it a little bit of something. And then of course you've got the tan color that Elena's wearing. Let me just ask you if you can use express ordering. Please do so, because that is going to be your fastest way to get in and pick up your clogs or your Mary Janes or any of, maybe it was the booties that we had earlier, any of the ones, because there are so many of you shopping with us this morning, which I'm glad you are, because I tell you, there are some things that you buy just because you like it and it's cute and you pick it up. But there are some things that you're like, I need a great shoe. I've been complaining about my feet. I've got a closet filled with shoes.
Oh no.
And none of them feel good because your feet change over time.
This is true. We all change.
With the season. One foot might be the problem foot.
Right.
And so you're all on the lookout for a brand that is going to respect the needs of your feet. And you know that with Clarks because of the way they're constructed.
And it's true. I mean, you know, a lot of other problems that you might have in your body, you think about it, a lot of them stem from your feet.
That's right.
So
the foundation.
You need to have a good support on the foundation, and maybe some of those other things would work themselves out.
That's very true. It's like, let me start with my feet. By the time I get to my head, I'll be a perfect person. Again, this is a really great hour. We've got the whole hour of Clarks. Everything is different. There's something for every lifestyle and every person. When I look at these in particular, I look at this detail, the braiding detail, and I think about those very expensive handbags that I see detail like this, and those can be hundreds of dollars. You know the ones that you see out there. You've got those details in this clog. Normally it would be $90. Today we've got a fall price. We've got 4 flex. Enjoy, and right now we do have all colors and all sizes, size 6 to 12, including half sizes, medium and wide widths on those clogs. And you can shop for these and